Alright, what's going on, everybody? I got a hardcore server going for Scum. I've realized there's a lot of people in the Discord asking, like, if they've added survival. Is a game, actually, like, a survival-based game anymore instead of this fast-paced Call of Duty type thing it's become? Well, I made a server that is trying to encompass all of that. Uh, I got a little list we could go through here, and I got some stuff to show you. So, just the vision for the server. I want it to be I've always felt this game is better than DayZ. It's just that devs don't know how to execute it, and so it's felt really just PvP focused. I'm everything that I have is really trying to just bring that all back to where it should be. So one thing that I hate is the making a character and then immediately just being able to have all your stats where you want them, stuff like that. So I have a script that actually goes through and it will any character that is 4 hours or younger, it will reset your skills to a baseline. So I have it to where like rifles and handguns will be level 2 and they can't be leveled. That's, recoil. I want there to be recoil in the server. Getting your rifles to level 3 and 4, there's practically no recoil. So I want there to still be some like you gotta control recoil. Uh, Things like running are it can't be leveled. It's set to a certain level because, like, let's be honest, the movement speed in this game is really floaty, and people are just flying across the fucking map. Uh, I also tweaked, speaking of just like, because movement speed's going down, vehicles have been tweaked a bit. You'll find them a bit more often for like easily accessible ones like bikes and motorbikes, stuff like that. The other ones, I lowered the rarity just a little bit, and I changed the way that you obtain armor for vehicles, but we'll go on about that later if I remember. Uh, so yeah, this is gonna keep everyone at even playing field, and thievery has also been set to level 1 and a reduced rate of XP because I want base building to feel secure, but not having massive fortresses. So I lowered the base building elements that you can have, and the idea is that you're not gonna have an insane skill for thievery right off the bat. It's gonna be a lot harder to lockpick, and the XP gain for it is gonna be slower, giving it a little bit more longevity for this change, uh, making people want to use explosives more. Hopefully that works out. Obviously, I can't really tell you because I'm only one person, can't test everything. Another thing is we went through with the spawn tables. I rewrote every single spawn table, and then on top of that, I am also making unique areas with different loot tables. So Zeljava, the military that's in the winter, the nuclear power plant, every single spawn inside of those areas has also been rewritten. I changed the probabilities, I changed the durabilities, I changed the usage depending on the area. As you can see right here, also keep in mind that the server is 2x, so this probability, it's not a 15% chance. I know everybody hates going to a place looting and it says, oh, you found nothing. All these numbers are 2x, so this is technically 30. Um, but for instance, right here, this one is not done. I'm still gonna add 556 platforms in here, but this is police stations. So police stations, as of right now, you go there, you find suppressors, you could find some really high end shit here, like Mac 10s. Right, Mac 10s, I find them all the time at police stations. Well, this brings it down to where it seems a bit more like, okay, I'm at a police station rather than a fucking military armory. So you'll find these handguns and shotguns quite abundant. There'll be a rare chance of SMGs, and I'm gonna have a very rare chance of the M16 and a extremely rare chance for the DDMK. So going to a place, if you go here, you're planning on finding these right here, but there's a chance that you can get rare drops. Same as like with the military, there's a chance, a really rare chance you could find a sniper, but you're not gonna find it like just your first day. If you want snipers, you have to go do the end game content, which I've tweaked all of those tables, all those rarities, of course, as I said, things like that. We went over the unique areas as well. Durability uses, we went over that. Uh, Another thing I could add on to that, I guess, is the things like the workshops and stuff like that will have slightly more usage than if you found said item in any other area. There is one location that has it's very good for if you're going for like tools and anything that has usage, but I won't spoil that. A bunch of stuff you guys can explore. Clothing, I nerfed all the clothing spawns. All the warm stuff is a lot more rare. Now that they added the cold and the flu, if you want to travel into the winter zone, it'll be slightly harder now, especially with the durability changes that I did. Sometimes you might not be able to find good durability clothing quick enough to go into the snow biome and kind of do what you want. I did buff the snow biome for this reason, so if you go up there, you will be able to find better gear. It's not like just harder to get up there and then there's nothing. No, I buffed all the areas in the snow. The quests have been reworked as well as the selling price for everything. This is the most work in progress thing, is the quests. I have a ton more I have to make. But as you can see, I have them all kind of labeled on what they're going to give you. So money and skills. This one's for the doctor, 5,000, and then he gives you endurance and medical. This one is one of the really difficult ones. It wants you to go to the radiation zone. And I have also tweaked the rate at which gas masks and hazmat suits spawn. So that's more of like an end game content thing to be doing right here if you just want some quick fame. These are going to be the quick ones. If they're labeled fame, it's the quick ones that are there just to get you fame so you can get to the point of doing other quests. Barters, anything that says barter, it's unlocking the chance for you to buy something from him. I believe that's pretty much just skimming over it. That's the quick version of the server. I've tweaked all the spawn distances and everything for the puppets, so puppets will spawn further out, and you can see them up to 1,000 meters. The server runs at 128 tick. It is on 100 and... Is this one? Yeah, this one's on 128 gigabytes of RAM. No, 124. Am I tweaking? Yeah, 128. Math is hard. 128 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. We got a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D. So server should be running top notch. I need people to kind of, help me stress test how it's going to run under load at 128 tick. Because the game is originally 30 tick. So this is a very large jump. But hopefully you guys are interested, want to join, test some stuff. And yeah, thank you for your time.